Temp check. What kind of summer are we having this year? A family road trip summer? A beach bum summer? Or a wake me up when the sun sets summer? With Instacart, choose your own adventure and skip the shopping side quests. Where available, you can get ice cream delivered to your hotel, sunscreen to the pool, or cold brew to your bed. Well, door, in as fast as 30 minutes. Wherever you find yourself this summer, you can get the goods. Download Instacart for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Excludes restaurants. Additional terms and fees apply.
Have you ever covered a carpet stain with a rug, ignored a leaky faucet, pretended your half-painted living room is supposed to look like that? Well, you're not alone. We've all got unfinished home projects. But there's an easier way. Thumbtack is the app that makes it easier to care for your home. Pull out your phone and in just a few taps, search, chat, and book highly rated pros right in your neighborhood. Download Thumbtack and start caring for your home the easier way.
Which one of us is the Kermie and which one of us is the Piggy? Don't say me.
You guys.
I know it's me.
Don't say Lindy. Well, actually, I think personality-wise, I think I'm more Piggy.
That's
she's
true.
Like violent and very angry. But she's also very loyal.
Yeah, and Kermie's like this.
Yeah. Kermit is freaked the fuck out. Like he is stressed.
I got wiggly arms like that.
Text me back at once. Text me back.
Welcome to Text Me Back, a podcast
About one Kermie and one Piggy, and 2 wiggly arms and 2 meaty ham hock arms
That's what they're saying.
that come together to make a podcast about flies
What?
and apple cores. I don't know. What do pigs and frogs eat in common? Pigs and frogs have flies in common. Frogs eat,
Yeah, I guess that's
actually,
true.
a pig and a frog would be a great team because the frog could eat the flies that are bothering the pig
Mhm.
due to its
Yeah,
stench.
they could get a little symbiosis going. That could be good.
Megan, I've been watching this TV show
Yes.
really quick.
Yes.
A mini impromptu what you watching. I've been watching this TV show, let's be honest, rewatching a TV show called Victorian Farm. Where,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
her. I remember her. Yeah.
yeah, it's so good. Well, so I was sick and I still am. I have speaking of frogginess, I've been sick for like 5 days and I was just up here in my tower like a princess, like a plague princess. Yeah, it was great. But so I started rewatching Victorian Farm. So it's these 3 anthropologists and they live as though they were Victorian farmers for some period of time. It's incredible.
So funny to me that there's at most 2 television shows that feature anthropologists, and you found and binged them both.
Megan,
Incredible.
archaeology and anthropology are not the
Okay.
same.
If you say so.
There's no way that the Time team doesn't know the Victorian Farm team.
I bet
They have.
I'm sure they beef. I'm sure they have beef.
I was gonna say dinner parties,
No, they hate each other for sure.
but if it was dinner parties, it would be that they goose, because that's what they have for dinner at the Victorian Farm. Actually, that's not true. They switched to turkeys because they have more meat. This is a thing that I learned in the Victorian era. They were like, let's raise turkeys instead. Why are we eating these small ass geese? So anyway, all I'm saying is that they built a pigsty with their bare hands. And then they got some pigs. And the pigs are so cute. And the pigs are running around the barnyard. The pigs are causing havoc. One of the pigs is pregnant and she has a big spot on her back and she's called a spotted pig. I don't know. The breed was called like
Very clever.
the spot pig, and then she has a spot. I don't know. I was like, it's adorable. And she's pregnant. She showed up pregnant. So there's going to be baby pigs at some point. And they're like, look, they did it to me twice already. First, they did it with the turkeys. She introduces us, Ruth, the woman anthropologist, introduces us to the 3 turkeys. And she's like, this is Jessica, Karen, and Ina.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, Ina's going to be Christmas dinner this year. And
Why
then
did you name it?
And she's like, it's a little hard when you get attached to the animal, but that's how it works on the Victorian farm. And then later they show her plucking dead Ina's feathers out.
Jesus, why do you watch this? This feels like particularly designed to upset your special style of not wanting animals to die.
I know. Well, it's hard, and I'm trying to grow. I understand that, like, I do at the moment eat meat still, and better for it to be Ina, who lived a life of luxury on the Victorian farm, I suppose, and then was lovingly throttled by Ruth and plucked.
Lovingly throttled.
But then they get these 3 pigs, Spot, and then these 2 little brown pigs, and they are they keep escaping from the pigsty. They're freaking going, as one might say, hog wild.
Oh.
They're bothering the cows. They're scaring the chickens. And they're so funny and cute, and they have so much personality. And then she's like, Ruth is like, yeah, these brown pigs are great for bacon.
And Ruth says, "You next."
And then they're like scratching the pig like it's their dog. And I'm like, it is your dog.
I don't want
and
to
it's
watch
my
that.
dog.
That sounds sad.
But it's so good, though. It's so good. And you got to watch it.
Okay. I will.
Condition of the friendship. Continue.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, it was a good run.
Just kidding. It's unconditional. It's unconditional. It's unconditional.
Let's do it. Let's do podcasts. What should we talk about first? Well, first we talked about pigs. And now we're going to talk about something else. And what should it be?
Megan, really quick. I did an impromptu what you watching. Do you want to give us a 10-word impromptu what you watching, chew watching?
I only get 10 words. You just talked for like 15 minutes.
Well, okay, but I only said 10 words because I thought that if I sprung a surprise segment on you, then you would walk out.
Well, I won't share any spoilers, but just so everyone is aware, they have released Homicide: Life on the Street on streaming after 25 years of it not being available to watch. It is a program about coppers in Baltimore, and it stars Andre Braugher. And man, Andre Braugher was a real guy. He could really take it to you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a David Simon. It was you don't know what I'm saying?
He was a real guy. He could really take it to you. Could really mean so many things.
You get it.
Okay.
You understand. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so like it's like a David Simon. It's based on a David Simon book. This is pre The Wire, a show I have never watched, and at this point, I feel like I'm never going to. I don't want to give people the satisfaction of ever watching The Wire.
I get that.
It's a very good show. I did watch the first 2 seasons. And the second season takes place on the docks, and I was like, okay. And then I never went back.
Well, then if you watch 2 seasons of The Wire, then you watch The Wire.
I may as well have watched the whole thing.
I got halfway through season 3, and then I was like,
wow.
What? Say what, Megan? Switching my mind back
into
sleep mode. Sorry, Wire.
And then we went straight back to the piggies because it has soup in there. Anyways, it's great. It's a great program. Andre Braugher might as well be in a documentary. This man he's like flying around. He's yelling at people. He can
fly?
Yes, he's a vampire bat and a cop.
Now you're speaking my language.
Based on a real person. By the way, if your word is like, oh, I don't watch Cop again anymore. First of all, great opinion. Keep that up. This is not that. Like, this is really just like, you know who fucking sucks? Cops.
Oh, good.
So well, I don't know if people perceived it that way at the time, but when you watch it, it's like they're not making the cops look good. Don't make the cops seem very particularly sympathetic in my view. I will say the one thing about it that's a little cringy to me is like a lot of the show takes place almost like a Broadway play. It's like a 2-man stage show where nobody leaves the stage. It feels like, I don't know, 12 Angry Men. It's always 2 guys in one room screaming. And I find the theater to be, this is a me thing. I really want to be clear. This is about me. It's not about anybody else. I find the theater to be deeply embarrassing. Anybody who trods right on out there and does some acting,
Yeah.
very unsettling.
You don't care for it?
I don't. I don't want to watch it. But in the context of homicide, life on the street, it's pretty sensational. Also, that's where the character Munch comes from, who later went on to be Munch for 585 years on Law & Order SVU. May Richard Belzer rest in power.
Very important.
So, but it's a great show. And last night, I was watching an episode from 1996, and it was so good. I had to take a video of my television screen and send it to Lindy. This is not a spoiler, by the way. But this one cop, he's had enough of the killing in Baltimore, and he's like making light of the fact he can never solve any crimes, which I guess is the residents' fault that he can't do his job. So he's like, fine, nobody wants to help. I'm leaving. And this guy goes, this is funny to you? And then the cop turns around and goes, who are you talking to? And the guy goes, I'm talking to you, bitch. It was sensational. I loved it so much. I was like,
he went kayak dad on his ass.
He surely did. I was like, I took a video of my television and I sent it to you and I said, I regret to inform you. But as it turns out, apparently I was cast on an episode of Homicide Life on the Street in 1996. I slipped my mind, I guess. It was great. Great energy. So it's a great show. Andre Braugher is great on it. He is just vibrating, at all times on the show. And I recommend.
I'm going to watch it. Also, I'd like to issue a correction. I misunderestimated myself yet again. I did not quit The Wire halfway through season 3. I quit The Wire halfway through season 5.
Oh.
So I got almost to the end.
I was going to say, is that not the whole thing?
And then I was like, oh, this season, the season 5 is about the journalism. And I was like, now that's my life. Yeah,
that's
what I did for sure, was hard-hitting investigative journalism at the Baltimore Sun. But I never finished it. I did watch seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. Second thing I'll say. So you're watching Homicide on Peacock?
Yes.
I heard that there's actually a new network for pigs by pigs called Pigcock, and they just finally released all the seasons of
Homicide
Life in the Sty, and it's about they're trying to catch a murderer named Ruth.
That was really stupid. I just wanted you to know
that. You know how long ago I thought of that? You know how long ago I thought of that? First
10 seconds ago?
No. When as soon as you said Homicide Life on the Streets for the first time, my brain went, how can I make a connexione?
That's bad. There's soup in there.
Hammerstein, death in the
Victorian
farm.
Great. Anyway, watch Homicide, Life on the Street. It's a great show.
Yeah, and watch Victorian Farm, and watch Tudor Monastery Farm, and watch Edwardian Farm.
Jesus Christ. Why are there so many?
There's so many because they're so good.
Okay. Well, here's a segue for you. You're in your farm era.
I sure am, Megan.
Wouldn't you say?
Thank you for bringing this up. Because I am in my farm era, but my farm era is being overshadowed. Oh, well, I want to say she's being enhanced.
Yes.
By a separate yet related era.
Yeah, I guess related, sure.
Yeah, related. Mm-hmm. Where do you think era number 2 comes from? There could be no era number 2 without era number 1. Anyway, listen to me. God,
I've been listening, but I'm about to put my glasses on if you keep
No, not the glasses. Don't do it, Megan. Don't do
it. My signature fugue state glasses.
I'm in my chocolate milk era, Megan. I'm in my chocolate milk era.
Finally. I've been waiting for this moment. You know what's interesting? You texted me about your chocolate milk era, and I was like, oh my God. Well, I feel it would be stolen valor for me to say I too am in my chocolate milk era, but I will say that I have entered a chocolate milk renaissance, So last time I was at Costco, I got a big flat of individual bottles of Nesquik, and it's been a real game changer for me. I love chocolate milk. One complaint before you get into your era. And this actually, honestly, this is service journalism. So listen to me, listeners. The Nesquik chocolate milk bottles from Costco not enough Nesquik dust in those bad boys. Not chocolatey enough. I prefer the Fairlife high protein chocolate bottles, but they were out of those. So I had to get the Nesquik. And while it does do in a pinch, I would like double the dust, double the chocolate dust. Thank you.
She's in her Ralph Nader era. She's doing consumer advocacy.
It's the same as when Ralph Nader made the car companies put seatbelts in cars. That's me, except with chocolate milk dust.
Yep. Okay, I'd like to push back. If you were purchasing flats of a chocolate milk product that you don't even love, so that you can have on hand at any time a tiny chocolate milk, you're in your chocolate milk era.
Oh, I'm in my era. Okay.
I'm not even doing that. I am buying jugs piecemeal. So honestly, you might be.
No. Where are you getting your jugs from? Where are you getting your jugs from? I said.
But from the chocolate milk. I mean.
Where are you getting your big natural chocolate milk?
Yeah. I've kind of stopped drinking coffee, and I don't drink anymore. And I'm in the market for a special beverage.
A little beveragino.
If I'm out, it's a Shirley Temple. And if I'm home, yeah.
But where do you land on a little Arnold P?
I love an Arnold P.
Arnie Palm.
An Arnie
So
P.
good.
So
Love
good.
those.
Yeah,
So
I mean, honestly, yeah, I think it's an Arnie P if it's the daytime, Shirley Temple at night.
Because they put a little cherry in there. That's how you know it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Exactly.
After dark. But when I'm at home, I'm not making myself a Shirley Temple.
No, that's madness.
Ridiculous. But
I'm going to go get a jug of fucking grenadine. Get out of my face. I mean, wait a minute.
Or
Hold on. Back up. I changed my mind.
So, since I live in the woods and I shop at the co-op, there are 2 brands of local or semi-local artisanal chocolate milk.
Don't do that hand motion.
Where
when
do
say
you
chocolate.
think it comes from?
I actually am urging everyone not to watch the YouTube video.
What do
So
you
you
think
don't have to see what she just did with her
your
hand.
precious Nesquik, how do you think your precious Nesquik bunny earns his
There's
paycheck?
a rabbit right there on the label.
Yes,
He
that's-
brings it.
That's
It's just
who's-
like the stork brings a baby. That's the rabbit brings my Nesquik.
No, he's tugging the teats.
No.
That's his
No,
day
no.
job. That's his day job.
No.
You know how you have podcast and then you have day job consulting?
No, it seems like his night job would be
Tugging the
chocolate
teeth?
milk.
Getting out of the big naturals? Yeah.
Like
You're
that's
right.
his podcast.
Yeah. He's filling the
During
jugs.
the day, he's just like eating carrots. That's his day job.
No, his day job is being in commercials. He has 3 jobs. Eating
Jesus.
carrots. Sorry.
Why is capitalism doing this to this man?
It's the latest stage. It's just, there are so few moments that you can just have in the middle of your everyday life that
Yeah.
feel like a true indulgence.
Like a little treat.
And you could just have a chocolate milk anytime.
I know. And they sell them in individual sizes just for you to have your little item, your little snacky. It's so nice. That's like why I like those little baby bells. One is it's like such a treat to open them up. It's like opening up a little present,
Yeah.
getting the little wax off.
Yeah.
It's just one little tiny cheese for you. I love that.
I wish I liked the cheese more. I like the taking the wax off. The cheese, it's just not my
Yeah.
favorite cheese.
Well, my Safeway has different flavors. They have like a Gouda one now. I actually don't really care for their Gouda one, but they do have some other flavors that I haven't tried. I'm okay with the original style. Can I say something about chocolate milk, though? This reminds me of something that happened to
Oh, I know what you're going to
us in
say.
high school.
Yeah. Oh, you were mad about this for years.
Yeah, I'm still mad about it because it doesn't make any fucking sense. Let me think of a fake name for this person.
I don't actually remember who the real person was. You can.
It
Oh,
was-
I remember.
Okay. Okay, we'll call him
A very nice man.
a very nice man, I guess. I don't know what happened to
A
him.
lovely man. Lovely man.
We'll say that his name was Isaac. Okay. So I think the statute of limitations has passed. When I was a senior in high school, this is, I think before we met, I was doing Running Start. So I would take classes at Seattle Central Community College while I was still in high school, mostly because I flunked a bunch of classes and was in danger of not graduating, let alone getting into college. My GPA was like 1 or something. So I and a few other folks from our high school, not Lindy, you were not involved, sadly, had a similar schedule. So
No.
we were always,
But boy, did I hear about this.
every Friday, me and these 3 other people would get high as fuck and like go eat something due to being stoned. And sometimes we'd go back to high school. Sometimes we'd get really stoned and go back to high school. So that was interesting. And one day we went down to the International District to get some Chinese food. And we were sitting around and Isaac just turns to us and goes, you guys ever think about how there really is no difference between chocolate milk and orange beef? And the other 3 of us who were all equally stoned were like, what in the fuck are you talking about? Like it had like a sobering effect on the rest of us where we were like, oh no, you need to go to the hospital if that's what you think. If you think that makes any kind of sense at all, I'm taking you to Harborview. That's crazy. And we were all like, I don't think so. And he got so mad. He was like enraged, like hitting his fist on the table, trying to convince us that he was right. And he's like, think about it. Think about it. They both come from a cow and they both have flavors. Orange beef, chocolate milk, it's the same. And we were like, okay, Isaac. And I just was like, I don't think that's right. And he was so inconsolable about this fact that we just had to let it go. And then he didn't even end up ordering orange beef that day. He got something else entirely.
Because he wasn't in his chocolate milk era, Megan.
He was not in his flavored cow product era.
Like, here's his fatal flaw.
Yeah.
It's just a big swing to say there's no difference.
No difference.
Because then you could be like, I put Tabasco sauce on this cow turd. There's no difference between this and Dave's triple double or whatever. What's it called?
Wendy's Junior Bacon Cheese.
Junior Bacon
And
Cheese.
I never forgot it. And it was one of those things like, you have like a moment like that with somebody you like to razz them about it a little bit. And I tried that once with Isaac and he never was not accepting of the razz. He was not interested in being lightly joked with about orange beef chocolate milk. And it was never mentioned again due to his anger that no one agreed with him. There was this very obvious fact.
There was no difference between Isaac and that guy in Homicide: Life on the Streets.
No difference.
Bitch. We should get him on the show. See
No.
if he still thinks that.
I don't want to bring it up. I'm afraid. I'm scared. I
think he lives on a different continent now.
I know he does.
Oh, we're giving too many clues.
Where do you think your chocolate milk era is going to go? What's
boy.
next?
So, okay, here's something sad. I've always been very smug, and some might say offensive.
Offensive?
Yes, around my lactose tolerance. I think I'm better than other people.
You're not just lactose tolerant. She's lactose dependent, okay?
She's lactose supremacist. No, but like I've always been like, yeah, I don't know. Like everyone else in my family is lactose intolerant.
Really?
My family by marriage.
Okay, I was like, surely not.
No, but like
the people that did Norwegian Victorian farm in North Dakota.
No. Not Ingrid West, who raised me on her signature dish, milk mush.
Excuse me, not Ingrid Skagrud.
No, but all the people that I live with. So like Aham.
Currently, yeah.
Yeah, the children, Roya's an unknown because she's vegan, but anyway, I'm just surrounded by these lactose intolerants all the time. And I've always been like, sucks to be you because, there's nothing better than chocolate milk.
Yep.
But so I've just started to notice that when I have my coffee, even the decaf, I just find that it makes me feel sort of weighed down and nasty for the rest of the day. Like, and I think maybe it doesn't give me the poops, but I've been wondering if I should do an experiment called less milk.
Lactose rejectant.
Yeah. Lactose lactose questioning.
Yeah. LCBTQ.
Lactate curious. I don't know. So
yeah, that's good.
I'm in a scary moment. I don't like tea unless it has cream in it.
No,
I
tea is
don't.
disgusting. Yeah.
So where do I go after my chocolate milk era, Megan? I don't fucking know.
I guess you could just switch to, I don't know, Arnold Palmer's.
Yeah, maybe Arnold Palmer's is the answer. Have you ever had that? There's a thing that's like Puerto Rican eggnog that's like coconut milk, cinnamon, and I forget. I gotta look it up. That sounds good. I could maybe just start drinking coconut milk all the time. Sorry, I just said Puerto Rican eggnog. Probably disrespectful. Let me see what it's called. I am gonna Google Puerto Rican eggnog though to find it.
That's the thing is you always have to Google something so problematic to find out the non-problematic name for what you want.
Coquito. Coquito.
Oh, cute.
And
That's cute.
sweetened condensed milk. Oh. Well, you can get coconut.
Well,
you can get coconut sweetened condensed milk. Evaporated milk. Oh.
no,
milk.
it's just 8 layers of milk.
No. All right. Well, I guess I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
You're
Who
fine.
cares? Like, what's so wrong for a pig to feel a little sluggish now and then?
It's allowed. It
It's
might not even be the milk.
It's encouraged. It's probably not the milk. It's probably not the milk. The milk's probably the only thing keeping me alive.
That's what they're saying. Do you want to hear about my era?
Yes, more than anything.
It's so stupid. I'm so excited to tell you about it. I'm in a broader era I'm in my Reddit era, and I can't get off of it because I kicked Twitter for a long time due to obvious reasons. And I had previously been like, I'm never leaving this horrible site. I love it. And then it just really was not possible to use. And by the way, if you haven't been on Twitter recently, all the ads are just like drop shipped garbage and like vibrators. Like that's all they are able to sell ads for. It's like Republican candidates for Senate and vibrators and t-shirts that say like, yeah, my grandma bought me this shirt. If you got a problem with that, you can talk to my boot or like some shit like that.
I'm gonna kill liberals with my gun. Wow, a clever shirt.
Yeah, I love the comedy of the shirt. So then I started to switch over to Reddit, which has its own problems, obviously.
Sure.
But there's so much stuff on there, and a lot of it just comes to me. I don't even have to join very many communities because a lot of slop just comes directly to my eyeballs, which is exactly what I'm going for.
I do delve into Reddit fairly frequently, but I also do find it a little bit intimidating because there is so much content.
It is. Yeah, there's a lot. I'll send you my favorite subs. My gateway drug was "Am I the Asshole?" But I can't even read that anymore because
it's all fake.
It's all fake. That subreddit has like 5 million members or something, and so people just are desperate to like go viral on there, and so they'll just make up. And it's like it's not even well written. I'm okay if it's fake, but sell it to me at least a little bit. And there's a lot of rage bait that goes on there, which we've talked about before, where it's like, is it okay that I like the headline would be like, is it okay that I like screamed a slur at my trans sister? And then you read the thing and then it's like the trans sister murdered his baby or something. And it's like, okay, well, it's like none of this happened, but it's like that. It's like how it's just like you're going through all these machinations to find a justification for saying a slur, basically. And this is what you came up with. Anyway, so I can't even read that one anymore. But here's the new era that I'm in. I'm out of my Am I the Asshole era, and now I am in a new era. It's called r/food, but for babies. And I am obsessed with it. It is so good. It's like all these parents of like toddlers, babies and toddlers, who will post before and after pictures of the food that they give their babies. I don't have kids and I don't want them. But something about this is so compelling to me. I love it. It's like sports to me. We're like in this twilight of era of sports where like the Olympics is over. The Paralympics just started, but like the NBA's off. I don't watch football anymore. So there's like no sports really for me to watch. So now I'm like, food, but for babies. It's like I can bet with myself how much food I think the baby's going to eat.
Is that the question? Is that the suspense? Like, is the baby going to like this
for
or
me,
not? Yeah.
Yes, for me it is. And I think that's why people like it so much. It's a pretty popular subreddit. And it's like, and by the way, what I really love, I love both. There's one version of parenting where it's like, I've created this aesthetic meal for my child. It's on a beautiful wooden bowl. There's salmon in one little cup, and there's asparagus in another little cup. And then there's a little yogurt and a little fruit in the third cup. And it's so beautiful. And those are the ones I love it when, sorry, this is so judgmental. I love it when those guys fail.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a class thing for me. I'm like, ooh, ha ha ha, rich parent with the salmon and the freaking asparagus. Guess who didn't eat it? I'm trying to think of a bougie name for a child.
Bentley.
Quinlan didn't eat your fucking salmon plate. I don't know. Something about it is very satisfying to me. But then there's like my preferred parent who's just like dino nuggets and a mountain of ketchup. And I'm like, yes, I'm rooting for you, kid. Let's go. So I love it. And so you can just swipe through to be like, you can look at the dinner or the lunch or whatever, make your guess, and then swipe through. And what's even more satisfying than being right is being wrong.
Oh yeah.
Like my favorite one recently was a parent made calamari and like sauteed vegetables and like a little bit of noodles. And I was like, no chance in hell your toddler is going to eat calamari and sauteed vegetables. The noodles, I think so. But calamari, give me a break, dude. And I swiped. All gone. Kid ate all of it.
All gone?
Wow.
Yeah.
It was so satisfying. It was like a Hail Mary pass with 2 seconds to go in the game. It was so good. I loved it.
This is like the mirror universe, like light and beautiful version of the last 30 seconds of Intervention.
Yes.
The most suspenseful movie
yes
ever made, consistently. The greatest freaking thriller of your lifetime is the last 20 seconds of any episode of Intervention, where you got through the whole thing. They had a whole like freaking wholesome thing, and the person's like, I'm back. They show them at the rehab and they're like, I've never felt better in my life. You get all the way to the end, you feel good. Fucking
and then they hit you with the update.
Update. She died.
No.
That's the kind of thing where like I can't ethically watch it, and I can't emotionally take it. So I feel like
I can't physically turn away.
However, but I feel like Food But for Babies gives you that same hit, except it's entirely wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to do a little judging, which I like.
Yeah, well, it's like we were texting about this, but it's like it's a little bit like Antiques Roadshow, your jam, where you're like, it's that moment of like, what's this going to be worth? Like you get that little dopamine hit, and that's why I love it. I know, and just in little bits over and over and over again. So it's like it's a chaotic good version of that. So I hope I haven't offended any parents, but I'm obsessed with this, and I would not be opposed to you all sending me your own before and afters so I can guess.
Oh my God, let's make a Discord channel.
Make a Discord before.
We already have a parenting channel on the Discord, but let's make.
I do not go into. No offense, but I am very curious about the before and after. I don't know what it is. It's just so intriguing to me. It's like, one thing about having nephews, I will say, it's really interesting because when they're babies, it's just like, well, there's my little potato that I know.
Yeah.
My brother brought this potato into the world with his wife. Good for them and good for the potato. And then the next thing you know, this little potato has like a little personality and little memories and things. And I remember my younger nephew and I and my brother went on like a little hike, and he was really little. And then like a year or so later when I was visiting again, he was like 3 or 4, like a little, and my childless mind, not able to form memories.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how brains work, but there's no chance you have any memory of this. And then like a year later, he's like, can we go do that hike again? I was like, what? How do you remember that? First of all, I don't remember that. I don't remember anything that happened to me more than 6 months ago. So, but there's something about it where it's like, I enjoy the, like watching a little mind discover what they like and don't like. There's something about that too that I think is very cute and fun.
Remember when we were in Norway and my little baby cousin Kari,
yes,
who was like so freaking cute,
Oh my God.
Now she's an
this-
adult woman.
She's still very cute, but
still very cute.
She used to be a very tiny little baby.
But I don't remember the setup exactly, but I know she got obsessed with you. She started going up to you and like tugging on your shirt
Yeah.
and saying, Meagan, say hata mama.
Hati mama.
Hati mama. And you were like, what? And she
I
was
had
like,
no idea what she was talking about.
I like when you say hati mama.
And
you
then
were,
I would say hati mama, and then she'd be like, no, not that. Like, that's not what I mean. That's not what I said.
right.
And we
And
finally figured it out. Actually, this brings us back to something we talked about like 8 episodes ago. She had overheard us talking about the birdcage. And there's this part where Agador Spartacus says, why won't you put me in the show? Are you afraid of my Guatemalaness? My natural heat? And so she had heard me say Guatemalaness, but I have actually been to Guatemala too. So I think that's why it came up. Because I went to Guatemala when I was like 14 or something.
I think you were talking about having gone to Guatemala.
Yeah.
But you were saying it Guatemala.
like
Agador Spartacus.
Yes, exactly. So she had heard me say that, and eventually I was like, Guatemala, Guatemalaness, my natural heat, and she was like, yay! But it's just nice, it's just so something about it is very cute in that way too. It's like, look at that little baby likes calamari, good for her.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah,
It's like just satisfying.
Baby's sophisticated as hell.
I know. I love a good sophisticated baby. I highly recommend Food But for Babies. It is, if you are just like waiting for NBA or your preferred sport to start, this is a very good sport. What do babies eat?
I'm going to go check it out right now.
Do it. I'm in my era. My Food But for Babies era.
That's such a good era to be in.
I know.
Eras, but for women.
Well, we're going to take a break. And if you're watching this on YouTube, we're going to change our clothes. But then we're going to change them back for the closeout.
Yep.
And then the episode will be done.
Yep.
So stay tuned.
Imagine the softest sheets you've ever felt. Now imagine them getting even softer over time. That's what you'll feel with Boll & Branch's best-selling signature sheets in 100% organic cotton. In a recent customer survey, 96% replied that Boll & Branch sheets get softer with every wash. Start getting your best night's sleep in sheets that get softer and softer for years to come. Try their sheets with a 30-night guarantee. Plus, get 15% off with your first order at bollandbranch.com, code WONDERY15. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
This episode is sponsored by AutoTrader. Credit scores, down payments, interest rates. Car buying can be a numbers game, but you don't have to be a math expert to get the keys to your dream car. Just use Kelley Blue Book My Wallet on AutoTrader. Crunch your numbers and get your personalized results so you know exactly how much you'll pay each month for your car. It's like having a magic wand for your wallet. Presto! The car you've been wanting is now within reach. So hit the road and leave your calculator at home. Find your next car on autotrader.com.
Welcome back. We're going to do another segment. You ready? It's called Mailbag. And we don't have a mailbag song, but we do have this.
Pig DNA.
Keith Morrison saying pig DNA. So that's pretty good.
We don't have a mailbag song yet.
Yes.
Until this episode comes out and the husbands get a hold of it.
Oh, get your bros together into the garage and knock out a quick mailbag jam. It'll be great. Shall I begin? We don't have a mailbag song, but we do have a Snake of the Week song, and my mailbag. Sorry, let me explain what we're doing here. What we're doing here is going through the messages that we receive from you, our beloved Text Me Backalites.
Yeah.
And we are mining them, the funniest ones, to read them on our show because we think they're funny. And we're calling it Mailbag.
And
so that's the segment.
It's been a while. And we've been like ordering you to message us. And then we read them and we go, ha ha ha. And then we just keep them to ourselves.
Never speak of it again.
Yeah. And
it's
so
called
we were like
doing good business.
Yeah. So then when we were planning this episode, we were like, you know what we haven't done in a really long time is check in with the mailbag,
Yeah.
with the best friend party phone, and with our email, textmebackpod@gmail.com. So
Thank you.
now we're going to read a couple of hits that we found, a couple of golden nuggets that we
Yes.
mined from the
Mine,
depths.
as I've already ruined, is about snakes. And I saw this in the email and then I deleted it because I was like, I don't want Lindy to see this. It involves trigger warning, snake death. And I was like, this will upset her. I must remove it from her line of sight. And then I did. And then we were going through the old messages and I was like, oh, here's a fun story about a snake. And then I just like read it out loud to her anyways without realizing what was in the story. So I ruined her life.
No,
Anyway,
that's
there's
not
no
what
need
happened.
to have deleted it.
No, there was no need to have deleted it. No. Also, wait, what do you mean? How did you delete it and then you read it to me?
I deleted it in the email, but it still was in the voicemail box.
Got it. I got it.
But then I did not ruin your life because it's actually very funny.
No, because here's why. No, I don't like animal death. I don't like snake death. However, I do respect and honor the circle of life.
Mm-hmm.
And also, in this story, not to spoil it, but one snake dies and is replaced by
Okay.
two snakes.
You
so
did spoil it.
in actuality, cut that part out.
I mean, it has a happy ending. That is a good enough excuse for me to play this.
Snake of the week.
Thanks, husbands. I do not know who this is from because they did not include their name. Hey, include your name when you message us, by the way, so I can be like, oh, it's Janine from RFK's brain. They write, okay, I just listened to the episode where Lindy definitely 100% saved that lizard's life, that fence lizard's life. And I want to share my upsetting snake story. Again, trigger warning, dog on snake violence. So I've had a cute little garter snake living in my yard, maybe 1 foot long, black with 2 yellowish stripes. He's been there all spring and summer, and I'm his biggest fan. But my dog has been sniffing around at the snake for a while. Usually the snake slithers under the shed or something and gets away unharmed. Well, this morning, my dog was sniffing at the snake, and instead of staying inside the safety of a bush, Mr. Snake decided to make a break for it into the open grass, and my dog caught it. Frowny face. I was about a foot from my dog at this point because I had been trying to get a hold of his collar to pull him away from the snake. So when my dog got the snake and shook it, he actually slapped me in the leg with the poor snake's body while he killed it. Worst physical sensation of my life. I can only imagine.
Also, I don't know if this is good news or bad news. I'm pretty sure that's how a snake's soul is transferred into a human.
Do keep us posted about how you're feeling. Okay. Oh, you know who we never heard back from? Or maybe we did. That lady who got bitten by a squirrel skull. And we were like,
Oh, yeah.
you're a were-squirrel.
Yeah.
Anyway, she says, my dog immediately regretted everything because apparently garter snakes release some kind of musk chemical when they are bitten. It can make a dog throw up, but in this case, my pup just drooled a lot and gave me a really horrified, concerned face while pacing around for about 10 minutes. So now both me and my dog are traumatized, and there's a severed snake body in my yard that I don't have the nerve to deal with yet. I'll be praying to the snake gods for forgiveness for the rest of the week. So that was the first message she sent us, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Snake murder in your own literal backyard? You hate to see it. Then she writes me back. She writes us back. Update. Saw 2 more snakes in the yard today. So either there were always 3 snakes and I thought they were all the same guy, or the murder victim's cousins have come to stand vigil. It's the second thing.
It's the second thing.
It's revenge. So stay safe out there.
I don't mind that story because
Mm-hmm.
one snake dies, but then turns into 2 snakes.
Yeah.
So we're netting 1 snake profit.
Yeah. It's an increase overall
Yeah.
of snakes.
Also, I do know about garter snakes that they like to sort of nest in a big den of like hundreds of them. Because one time we were moving the wood pile, the firewood, and my mom lifted a log and underneath were like 1,000 snakes.
Oh, God.
Best day of my life.
Ugh.
So there's probably even more.
Horrific.
Yeah. You know.
Great news for this person and their dog. Although I think your dog learned his lesson.
Yeah. Yeah. It is great news for your dog.
Stinky.
A lifelong learner. Yeah. It was
Thanks
like.
for writing us in.
I was just thinking about like Romeo and Juliet. Oh, there's like John Leguizamo. No. Never mind. Okay. You know, there's like the henchman.
Yeah.
Each family has like a main cousin and then two henchmen.
Yeah. The first snake was Christopher. The second snake is Polly Walnuts.
Yep.
And Silvio.
Yep. Exactly.
Which is, man, if Polly Walnuts came to my backyard,
ooh,
you wouldn't hear me complaining. Am I right, ladies?
So now I have also a story from the mailbag.
Woo!
And this one I have been raring to share for months. This story came in June. And I was like, that story. And then we just haven't done mailbag all summer. So I can't wait to tell you the story. This comes from Vera, who I believe I know. Are you the Vera that I know?
Let us know.
Let us know. But that's not why I'm sharing the story. This isn't nepotism. Hello, Lindy and Meagan. I love your show. Thank you for making it. You're welcome, Vera.
Your books, babe.
I am sharing a story about the killer from circa 1993/1994. I was staying at my grandparents' house with my dad one summer, not long after I first got my period. I was like 11 or 12. My sleeping accommodations were in the attic bedroom, alone, which surely pleased the killer.
Surely.
They love that.
He actually does love that.
He loves that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At bedtime, if the killer was on House Hunters International, he would be like, my one must-have is attic bedroom. Wait, do it again?
Attic.
So scary. At bedtime, I go upstairs to the attic. What is it, Megan?
Attic.
Change into PJs and turn out the lights. I then remember that I need to change my maxi pad.
Is there anything, more annoying in the fucking world than realizing you need to get up, change your goddamn maxi pad? It's so annoying. It's like in the early days of this podcast, you said you hated to drink water because having to get up to pee is so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
The same vibe with this.
Yes. I remembered I needed to change my maxi pad, but the killer has planned it this way. And if I go back down the stairs to the bathroom, he will surely murder me before I am able to reach the safety of my dad or grandma 2 floors down.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely true.
100%.
So I change my maxi pad in my attic bedroom, but I have no good place to discard it. Like a shark or a bear, the killer has heightened senses and can tell that I am up in the attic bleeding and he is ready to come do his murder. I have to get rid of the maxi pad ASAP. After lots of false starts, I decide it should be thrown out the window. I think we can all agree that's...
Yeah, look. 11, 12, 1,000%. Yeah, makes sense.
There's quite a bit of vegetation around my grandma's house, and I feel confident that the maxi pad will penetrate the depths of at least one shrub. I ball it up and I throw it out the window. On the way down, it spontaneously springs into a spread eagle posture, wings and all, and lands delicately atop the shrub below the window. It is visible from miles around, including from the kitchen window, and it is covered in blood.
Ugh.
Now I am both going to be a victim of the killer and I will be exposed as a maxi pad exhibitionist to my family members. Every young menstruating person knows that exposing the existence of your period is worse than death.
That is
totally
correct.
agree. I still kind of feel that way to this day. I don't want to talk about it. It's the worst thing that happens to me.
Yeah. It fucking sucks.
Fucking sucks. I don't want to bond over it. I mean, here's the only thing that I like about talking about my period is that it gets me off the hook for doing stuff. Because as we have discussed, I think both of us have on occasion had cramps so bad that, well, I think you did go to the hospital.
I did go to the
hospital.
hospital.
I almost went to the hospital once recently.
It happened while I was 34 and I was working on the I think like 33 or 34, and I was working on the Hill. I was at my job in Congress, and this used to happen to me all the time when I was a kid. I would get really, really faint. I never actually lost consciousness, but I would get really sick like every time. And I, of course, was like, no one can ever know about this. Very normal reaction to being sick. Of course. And then I started to feel that way. I hadn't felt that way since I was like 12 or whatever, like 10, I think. And I was like, I'm just going to go down to the like health clinic. And I didn't tell anyone I was going down there. I just like went, like I was going to the bathroom and I just like went to the clinic. I was like, I really don't feel good. Can I just like lay down? Because that's what I used to do when I was in middle school. And they took my blood pressure and they were like, oh God. They were like, you need to go to the hospital immediate. And I was like, no, just let me lay here. And the next thing I knew, like the EMTs were there and I hadn't told anyone in my office where I was. And they were like, we'll tell them. And I was like, please don't go up there in your uniform and tell our chief of staff that I am being hospitalized. Please. So they took me to the hospital and I had to get an IV and lay there until they let me go. It was crazy. Anyway.
Do congressional staffers get free ambulances?
No. And in fact, I never paid it and I got sent to collections. It was like $800 and I did not make enough money to pay that. So I just never did. I was like, I don't really care. Like, what do I care if my credit is bad? It's not like I'm ever going to buy a house. And then I was actually in a position to buy a house and then I finally had to pay it off.
Oh, rude.
It sucked.
Mine wasn't that bad. I just, they've been getting worse and worse every time now that I'm in my 40s and I don't know why. And then a couple months ago, I was just going about my life and then I was like, oh, I'm going to die soon. And then I laid down on the bed and then I lost consciousness. And then I woke up and I was like, what? It hurt so bad that I passed out.
Oh my God.
But the hospital's an hour away. So I was just like, well, I guess I'm fine.
Just drink some juice and hope for the best.
Have some ibuprofen.
It's just that like I'd rather be murdered by the actual killer than be like, I need to go to the hospital for my period. Mm-hmm. Just kill me. Clonk me on the dome. I don't want to be alive. Thank you.
And I would rather throw my maxi pad out the window, I think.
Yes.
And be like, Dad, can you come walk me to the bathroom? Because I have to change my blood diaper and I need you to.
I'm scared of the dark.
Of the dark. Those two things should not overlap. You know what I mean?
Know. To be the killer or your period. Leave me alone.
You shouldn't get your period until you're old enough to not be afraid to walk down the stairs at night. Anyway, okay. But we're not done with the story. Risking death. I sprint down the stairs. I need to get outside immediately to hide the evidence of this horror show. I pass my dad on the way down, and he asks why I need to go outside. Okay, this is the best part of the story, and I think the most TMB coded. I left a very cool and special stick out there, and I need it. Vera said she left a very cool and special stick outside and she needs it.
And her dad was like, okay.
He does not believe me for 1 second, but bless him, he lets it go. I round the corner of the house. I find this glowing white and red menstruation exhibition, retrieve her and stuff her in my pocket, run to the bathroom, discard her in the trash, and brave the killer one more time on my way to the attic.
Oh my God.
Do not sleep that night, as the killer has now seen me in my PJs, which is his bat signal for time to kill.
Yes.
Hope you enjoy, Vera.
We did enjoy.
Vera, I'm so glad you survived that.
That's so scary. Everything about it was scary. Hard to know what the scariest part was.
It's scarier than the Baba Duke.
Probably is the scariest part to me, having to talk to your dad.
Yeah.
on your way out the house. I think that was the scariest part for me.
Yeah. And just like pray that he will let your dumb story stand, that he'll take it at face value and like,
Yes,
give you that gift. Like, what a gift.
Stephen King could never. You know what
And
I mean?
I feel like I was not that kind of parent. Like, to this day, if my kids say something weird to me, I'm like, what? But wait, what? But what do you mean? But why?
You're doing the full interrogation.
What? Yeah, like, because I have to know. And I'm like, not chill or cool.
Yeah.
And it's not like I think they're doing something bad. It's like, I want the scoop.
Yeah. You want the dish. You want
I'm a real, many people are saying that I'm a regular Tatiana Schlossberg when it comes to getting the scoop.
You're like, I have questions about how this bear carcass ended up here.
Wait, no, I don't.
Ferraro.
It's fine.
It's fine. Well, thanks for writing into us. We love to
Yeah.
hear from you guys. If you want to share a story with us, first of all, make sure it's funny. Thanks. If you want to share your stories with us, please do. 703-829-0003 or email us, deartextmeback@gmail.com. Send us your good, funny stories about your maxi pads, including the husbands.
Yep.
We want to
Husbands
hear
can
from
have
you
maxi pads
and,
too.
and your maxi pads too.
This podcast believes that husbands can have maxi pads too.
We do. Let's take a break. And you might hear a code word on the other end of this. You won't, but you might. But you won't, but you might.
Make this new school year an opportunity for your kids to learn important life skills with Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app for families where kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely while parents keep an eye on kids' money habits. Greenlight also helps families get into their fall routine with a chores feature that lets parents assign chores and pay kids allowance when they check them off. Get your first month free at greenlight.com/Wondery. Greenlight.com/Wondery.
Okay, it's time to commit. 2024 is the year for prioritizing yourself. Begin your new smile journey with Byte, and you could start seeing results in just 2 to 3 weeks. Just order your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95 at Byte.com. Byte clear aligners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces. Plus, they offer financing options, accept eligible insurance, and you can pay with your HSA FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
Lindy,
What? Hello?
it's me, the closeout.
Where am I?
I'm taking my clothes out. That's what
Yes.
you said last week.
Oh yeah. I got a sick, twisted little mind.
You're a sick puppy, West.
Oh God.
That's
It
what
takes a
said.
lot for you to push me too far, but I don't like.
Please. Oh, you don't like sick puppy?
I don't like it.
Oh, you said your name when you come in. So we record on a thing called Riverside, and Lindy comes in. You can put your own name. I, of course, have my actual name. Lindy comes into this room every single week as Fart Mommy, and she's going to sit there and act like sick puppy is a bridge too far.
Sick puppy is objectively worse than fart mommy.
Oh, please.
Fart mom.
Hey, let's take to the Text Me Backlights. You like and subscribe and vote and do whatever. Which is worse? What was that horrible thing you said about Dungeon instead of Dungeon Masters? Dinky Mommy?
It's related to fart mommy. I said that DM stands for dirty mama.
Ugh. What is worse? Sick puppy or fart mommy? Weigh in the comments.
Megan, I don't know that you want to go down this road.
I think I do. And you know what? While we're at it, weigh in. Orange beef, chocolate milk, are they literally the same? I'm still upset about it.
No one's gonna say yes.
Do you agree with Isaac that there's any correlation between these two things at all? If you have a PhD, give us a call. 703-829-0003. And thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for supporting the show. Every day we love to see new subscribers to our Patreon, patreon.com/textmebackpod. That's where we're doing all the fun stuff, including our Shrill rewatch. By the way, I know we've already mentioned this, but you should know that something has gone on between Patreon and Apple. I don't really get what it is, but it involves capitalism and money. We have to raise the prices in November. So please, if you're thinking about joining the old patreon.com/textmebackpod, you might want to do it now because we have to raise prices in November just by about 50 cents or so, but it will not apply to existing
legacy
Legacy.
subscribers. So if you want to get grandfathered in to big savings,
now's your chance. Well, here's what else we got going on. Live show. Portland, Oregon, thereser.org, RESER.org. Text Me Back Live, baby. Come see us November 7th.
And maybe we'll have some special guests, and we will be processing the election. It's going to be really fun and funny and cute and special.
So get your tickets at the Reser, Beaverton, Oregon, November 7th. Text Me Back Live. Make it a success. Tell all your friends. 2, subscribe to our Patreon. Actually, that's number 1. That's the most important thing you could be doing.
Yeah.
3, we are hosting a virtual phone bank with our friends at Indivisible. We will be phone banking into Georgia, a must-win state for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. The registration link for this event will be found in the show notes. The date is October 7th, you see. And it's virtual. And so register and come. And I think it's going to be really fun. A great way to support Kamala and Coach Tim. And we're looking forward. So register, do something good for your democracy if you're up for it, if you are interested. And we'll be there. We're going to do a little special mini podcast show on the call. We're going to be talking about our political snakes of the week. It's a big surprise. You'll never guess who we pick. But register for the phone bank. Come see us.
It's going to be really fun. And I want to say that, despite my explosive confidence, I have quite a serious phone phobia, like many of our generation. And I'm going to do it. I've done it before. It is not scary. Once you just push through that initial barrier, it actually is fun and it feels really good.
I agree. And happily, there will also be a training, so you will not be going into this with no support. The Indivisible folks will tell you everything that you need to know if you've never done it before. But it feels really good to do something like this. I've done it in the past too. I've done calls, I've done texts, and it is actually really nice to talk to people out in the world and see what all is on their mind. But you will not be alone, and you will have plenty of support. So please come. It's on Monday, October 7th, and the registration link is in the show notes. And you know where else it is? On our freaking Instagram. So check it out.
What? I feel like a lot of times you get to talk to a lonely old person who no one ever calls. No, it's nice.
You get to call a tragic weirdo who hasn't spoken to anyone in 9 months.
Okay, fine. I'll cut that. Fine.
No, now you have to leave it.
No,
it is really nice. And the best is when you chat with somebody who knows how they're going to vote. Maybe they agree with you, and you get to have a nice little celebration with somebody over the phone. So it's nice. See you there, democracy heads.
And you can pretend to be a celebrity. You can be like, "This is Harrison Ford. Who are you voting for?"
You could pick.
Whoa.
I'm Peter O'Toole.
I didn't kill my wife.
Vote Kamala. Yeah, so you could do that on the phone. Come see us. We'll see how it goes. Are you going to drive up Trump's numbies with that? Yeah, probably. Probably.
If you're JD Vance and you'd like to help.
By the time this airs, this is going to be a week old, but I would also like everyone to please go watch JD Vance showing up at the firefighters union conference and be like, I'm the Trump Vance ticket is the most pro-worker, pro-union ticket in history, and every firefighter going, boo! Boo! It's amazing. I think maybe what I should make is a text me back document of all the videos you should watch when you start to get depressed about politics. And I will put in the Kamala dressing down Brett Kavanaugh one. I will put in JD Vance at the donut shop. JD Vance getting booed by the firefighters. You're going to love it. People.
You got to do that, Megan. That's a great idea. Patreon exclusive or not.
Patreon exclusive for people who want to die a little bit because election years are hard. That's the text me back guarantee. Okay. Thanks for listening.
This was the best episode of all time. I love you, Megs.
Thanks, Marge. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Text Me Back. If you like the show, please tell your best friend about us. Be sure to rate and review us. It helps people find the show. And most importantly, please support our Patreon so we can keep making this. It's patreon.com/textmebackpod. Text Me Back is a production of Megan and Lindy, proud members of the BFF Network. Our senior producer is Megan Hatcher-Mays. Our other senior producer is me. Our show is supported by Co-Pilot Collective and produced by Allie Slice. Our digital strategist is Chance Nichols.
Diana Bowen is our video and creative wizard. Our production team includes Lindy West, Megan Hatcher-Mays, our loves, our anxieties, and our fears.
Our music is by Chief Ahamefule J. Oluo.
Special thanks to our perfect angels, Jeannie Yandel, Brandy Fullwood, and Isolde Raftery.
I'm Lindy West.
And I'm Megan Hatcher-Mays. See you next week. Mwah!